One of the most interesting things about development studies is that everyone who comes to it, whether they're teaching staff or students, tends to have an interesting story of how they got there.
You have people from all over the world, all sorts of different backgrounds. Lots of people who work in government, lots of people not-for-profits, some people private.
I'm passionate about working to advocate for the social inclusion and the well-being of the vulnerable and marginalized populations because I'm living and working in the male-dominated society in Vietnam.
The classroom discussions that you get are so helpful. People's experience is so nice and people are so willing to share. You really get to see options that maybe you didn't consider, career paths that you didn't consider.
What's unique about this program is that it attempts to cover both an academic trajectory, dealing with theoretical questions and critical thinking skills, but it also works to address a practical or pragmatic side of development practice, giving students skills to work in the development sector, showing them what that work would actually be like, professional experience, the opportunities for students for research and internship work.
Development studies really jumped out at me because of the flexibility within the course, so I could really pick what I was passionate about. So I could still keep economics that I was interested in. I really wanted to do the gender and development stream because I'm very passionate about gender issues.
The career paths that tend to come out of this program go in one of any number of ways, but they tend to sort of fall into one of three categories. And one would be what we would call institutional work. These are people working for international institutions or even local NGOs. And a lot of our students end up working in the humanitarian sector. This could be here in Australia or abroad. And then we also have a lot of students that end up working for government.
Pretty much any social issue you are passionate about, you can specialise in. I looked into domestic and family violence. People look into climate, you can look into other gender issues, you can look at conflict, peace building, food security. There's just a huge variety.
I'm keenly interested in addressing gender inequality and promoting the women's empowerment.
A big part of the degree program is on the one hand giving people skills to do development work, for understanding what that would look like, what they would need to anticipate, the sorts of different actors involved. But I think on the other side of that, it's thinking about the different sorts of complicated issues. They're never surface level. They're sort of deeply entrenched. So when we go to help the community, you need to understand who are you really helping in that process. Any development initiative that might be taken out, there will be some people that tend to benefit more than others, and it's recognizing sort of the interconnectedness of those kinds of processes.
This program will not only contribute to your career advancement, but also empower you to make a positive and sustainable impact on your communities and societies.
Students who become involved in this program are ones that really want to do the difficult and the complicated work of trying to unravel some of these problems and work to make development a more socially just, more socially inclusive process that works to benefit a larger group of people rather than sort of the narrow group of people that development work has traditionally done in the past.